Hey guys, welcome to the show. We are here today at, what is it, Wednesday? I feel like I have lost track of the days. And maybe it's because I need a nap. Maybe I need just a small amount of sleep. So how are you guys doing out there in our YouTube stream? Vicky and Louisa. Hey Can and Sam, you guys, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello, Orange is the new Orange. That's you. We have a new participant out there in YouTube.
Good evening.
Hey, Stefan. So
Yes,
today,
orange is the new orange. Good evening. Days was really good today.
yes,
It was Gabby centric. She's reading my mind.
Gabby called his bluff today, girl, and I sat straight up on that couch when he handed her them papers, and I was like, "Sir, I know you better been to sign this shit since you done gave it to her." And then, lo and behold, she flipped over, honey, to that last page, and she was like, excuse me, I see you ain't signed it. I see you ain't signed it. So what you doing? You want to sign it first, girl? I said she gonna get her man back.
Listen, I knew she was gonna get her. I knew she was gonna get her man back when he almost crawled down EJ's throat when EJ was calling her a feral cat and trash, and I thought Stefan was gonna get in it today.
Right. Because, sir, who was you talking about?
Not Gabriella Hernandez Demera. I know he wasn't trying her. Not
But
Gabriella Hernandez.
EJ was looking for ass whoopings from several people today. Because he finally got one. Because, everybody clocked that big old smile that was on Lee's face with Trip Doctor's ass in the head.
Yes, Lee was everybody. Lee was everybody at that moment. Lee Chin was everybody. Like, yes, EJ, you deserved it, you earned it, and we're going to give Trip a pass for it.
EJ can't take a punch because that same young man punched Johnny, and Johnny took that. You know how, like in the horror movies, when you hit the killer that's been chasing you, and they just turn their head around and look at you like,
right,
that hurt me. Johnny did that shit, and I was like, hold on.
Johnny shook that shit off.
He said that was a up tap. Meanwhile, EJ, he hit EJ so hard his hair had to be redone.
His shit got rocked.
EJ had to go and get some ice. EJ said he was going to get some ice
for
his put on his nose before it starts to swell. And in that moment, I found EJ quite irresistibly sexy because I felt like he was a man that had been in many fights and he had taken many to the nose, and he all good with it. He gonna go ahead and ice it up because he know he is the man anyway. I think EJ Demera is my new favorite villain.
You can have it because I still can't stand him. And if I got to pick a Demera right now, it's gonna be Johnny because that Sammy Brady's little boy. Let me tell y'all something about him.
With his glass eye.
That's a petty little something right there because he was sitting there. He knew he was trying to taunt Trip. Oh, except that one time, you know, when my daddy walked in on us and we was in the bed.
Naked.
Like
I said, "Ooh, Trip don't know Johnny was gonna be his stepdaddy."
Lord, would that have made for mess?
Imagine. Oh my gosh. But so it was just the way that he took that punch that made me a Johnny fan today because I was like, all he did was turn his head and shake that shit off like that's all you got.
He ain't had no scuff marks on his damn face neither when he went to go see Wendy.
Right, like, sir,
yes.
You military. This all you got? And then he went and shook it off and went and saw Wendy. I like them together. Even if they don't have any plans of making them a romantic couple, I like the two of them together as friends regardless. Because the thing that they doing is high level.
They are going to take down EJ Demera. Those two young people.
Yes, they are.
I am here for it.
I'm here for
you know, they got schemer energy. Not like like, how do I put it? They got the energy that they're putting off reminds me just the teeniest little bit of a young Sammy and Lucas up
Yes,
to no good trying to get the shit they want.
yes,
That does, you make a very good point, darling, because that is absolutely what I fell in love with about Lumi. And I fell in love with Lumi in like 2020 or 2021. It was because those two, aside from, her loving somebody else and him being gaga for her, they
Hmm.
freaking have fun together. And I have fun
Yes.
watching them together.
It's before things got rocky when they had a child together. Back when they were teenagers, when he was the when he was visiting Salem from military school. This is back when we had a whole different Kate shit. And Sammy had decided she didn't want to stay in what was it, Montana with the grandparents. And
yep,
she was going to school in Salem with her best friend Jamie, being loving her older sister Carrie, but also being kind of jealous of how pretty Carrie was because she didn't feel she was pretty. That's how Lucas and Sammy were. Young, not really trying to, do anything too awful, but if they focused on something they wanted, which at the time was each other's siblings. She wanted Austin and he wanted Carrie. They really could be like, I can help you out and you can help me out with this. And get on some schemy shit. Because that's what they were before they became anything else. They were partners in crime. And I always loved that about them.
and they
I
were
love it.
excellent. They were excellent. They were the best little brats together.
Yes,
And
they
if they
were.
still are, if they still have it in the 2020s when I fell in love with them, I mean, they always, this chemistry between these two is
Hmm.
just insane. Because if
It's
Lucas and
eternal.
Sammy came back, I would look forward to whatever storyline they had together,
It
regardless.
is it is absolutely positively eternal. Lumi really is eternal. They really, really
Through
are.
all the head writers.
Yes, because it's just it's canon. It's just canon at this point, and I don't accept anything else other than that because they are truly two people who have seen the absolute most putrid parts of each other's souls. They have done awful things to other people and to each other, yet they still come back to this place, not just because of their children, but just because of them, where they're still okay. Because like Sammy may have
Best
been maybe,
friends.
yes, best friends. That's what they were before they were anything else. They were BFF.
Hmm.
Yes. In all the romance aside, you can still see the BFF even when they stabbing each other in the back.
Oh yes, and it was some ugly years. I mean, when you didn't send somebody to get a lethal injection for a murder they
Yep.
ain't committed and all this other shit, and you still talking after that? Okay, you know what? Y'all gonna get past this. That's why when they was talking about the kidnapping thing, I laughed. I said they'll work through it.
That's nothing. Hmm.
That's in the greater ocean of things that have happened between the two of them. It really is nothing.
Correct. Yes, child. So I got to tell you, I was very pleased with all of Days Today.
It
From the
was
very, very
popping.
beginning until the very, very ending, there was not a scene I did not enjoy.
I concur. Now I have a
Um,
question because
mm,
I haven't been quite as regular as y'all have been. Okay, so let me get this straight. Um, Sarah and Xander are broke. Okay, so they're moving back into the Kyriakis mansion.
yes,
So, but from that flashback that was shown, it looks like Xander is aware of the fact that Jennifer or Jack thinks Jennifer was the one who ran Gwen over, and he's keeping that, and he's
Well, Jack told Xander that.
Yeah.
right that he thinks Jennifer was the one who did it, but he's not telling anyone. Right? He's keeping that
Right,
to
because
himself.
they besties.
Okay, all right. I was a little bit confused. I was like, "Who?
Jack and
What?"
Xander are absolute best friends.
Okay, I was a little curious
Xander
because I
calls
was.
him his mate,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
his mate. Yeah, his best mate. Xander and Jack are besties, and I freaking love it. Jack and Xander commiserated together when Sarah left, when Kristen took Sarah, when Kristen first took Sarah and took her on, put her on the island.
Mhm.
Xander was being a drunk skunk, just ruining his life, and Jack, tried to pour some life into him,
Mhm.
at the bar. So and so it was pretty organic. And so that friendship is a true friendship to me at this point. Um, Xander still does care about Gwen. He does care about her because he cares about Jack. And
Mm.
but Gwen and family let the torch go. But you seen how she was kissing that pillow today.
Yeah,
Girl,
I was like,
I
oh,
said, "Bless
girl.
her heart." She's sitting there having a hard ass fantasy with this pillow. A hospital
And
at that.
can
You know,
I point?
But how fine Xander is though,
I
yeah,
can't really
that's
blame her though.
fantasy, right? That's fantasy material. That's
Oh,
he's Xander's so fine. That could be the man that broke your heart, and just broke your heart, but you would still fantasize about what could have been. Xander is just that fine.
I ain't never had nobody make me kiss my pillow though. Like
I
even when
mean,
I was a
Well,
teenager.
you done had somebody, you done dreamt about somebody though.
Yeah, that's different though. But she was sitting there having a tongue fist with that pillow is the part that I wasn't really.
Well, ain't no telling what you was doing when you
well,
was
look,
dreaming
I
about that
can't
man. Ain't nobody seen you or
look.
took no pictures.
I watched the
And
other
your
show
face was
on
probably all
CBS.
purpled up, Bubbles.
I,
Think
I
you
done
dreaming
seen
about
people
that
kiss.
man.
I done seen people kissing mannequins, so I really can't judge Gwen about a pillow too
Shut up,
hard. I
Charlie.
mean,
Shut
so
up, Charlie.
I'm.
Right,
I,
right, exactly. Bubbles gonna have to get on off of Gwen about that pillow.
The
He
man
wasn't
at
that
least
bad.
look like a person.
I mean, but at least the pillow was a little bit less, embarrassing than it could have
The
been.
pillow had a better personality.
Y'all stop. Oh my gosh, Sam, no.
The
Listen,
pillow had a
y'all.
better personality than that.
Oh, and I have no idea what she wanted. So what the hell was Ava, who's supposed to be, gone? What does she want from Gwen? Do y'all have any idea?
They,
help, help. They
yeah,
partners too.
yeah, they some kind of
They
friends.
scratch each other backs.
Oh, okay,
Them the
good,
bad girls that I absolutely adore and stand. I love the
good, cause
bad girls when they getting together, plotting and scheming. It ain't necessarily to get a man. I mean, those two be trying to just save their own ass.
good for them. Cause I'm gonna be quite honest. As somebody who did not like Abigail, I was not mad about Gwen fucking up her life. I was like,
I think
whatever.
that's probably why I stand Abigail.
I mean,
That's probably why I stand Gwen. I never liked Abigail, and I loved Gwen from the moment she stepped her sneaky feet in the door.
and I know people was fire hell mad that they made Clyde the killer instead of Gwen. I was happy. I was like, oh good.
I wasn't
Well,
even watching during that time because, again, Abigail is not that kind of a draw for me.
mm,
That I really, even her murder was not going to be something I was interested in. I did, however, enjoy Katie McLean's portrayal of Jennifer, that I just picked up on, as the climax of finding and catching Clyde. And
mhm.
before and after she hit Gwen, the way she does the rage. Oh,
Honey,
I
Katie
mean,
McClain be eating.
when she does that rage though, when she's lashed out, every time she lashes out in that pain, she'll be crying and crying and crying. And then when she switches and turns it on a dime to that rage, I mean, she just has me eating out the palm of her hand, Tati.
And she's in rehab, right? Mike took her away to rehab.
Yeah, Mike
That's
took
the
her.
only reason why Jack invited Gwen to stay at the house temporarily. Didn't you hear him say short-term solution, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, listen, listen. I need everybody to get over whatever Gwen has done because you know what? At the end of the day, her daddy raped her auntie, and the world kept turning. So they just need to get over what bad stuff they think she did because it's people in that town that has done much worse than whatever they
Exactly.
did.
I'm
Wait a
Her
minute,
look.
Bubbles. You gonna have to back up and repeat what you said about Daddy Ray too, huh?
girl, once
What?
upon a time when Jack Devereaux was the bad guy, he raped Kayla. Him and Kayla was engaged. Jack was a politician with his daddy, Harper Devereaux. And he was engaged to Kayla. But
Mhm.
Patch was going through their super couple. So he was the ace for them. And so he
Wait.
yes, honey, he was the angst for Patch and Kayla. And
Yeah, this is pre him and Jennifer days.
this is before him and Jennifer Rose got together because he was a whole asshole, honey, before Jennifer Rose.
Yes, he
Well, look
was.
at him. He's still fine and good looking to the day, and that's the
Oh,
same
yes,
actor,
honey.
correct?
Matt Ashford has been fucking delicious his whole life. When he
And
the
he's still delicious.
let me
I
the
was checking him out
13-year-old
today in the hospital. And I was
30
like,
years ago,
damn.
he was fresh ice cream on the cone, okay? He was a fresh scoop of ice cream, honey, looking delicious. But he raped Kayla while Bette Midler was singing the rose in the background. And they got past that, and then and then Kayla and Steve found they happily ever after and went on. And then Jack got rehabilitated after he got Steve's kidney. And he fell off the roof. They was fighting about Caleb, if I'm not mistaken, and he fell. Billy Jack fell off the roof because his real name Billy Johnson. Billy Jack fell off the roof, and then Steve had to end up giving him a kidney, and then that's how they redeemed him. And him and Jennifer started working at the Spectator together, and the rest of it is history. And they became a
Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That's the Cliff's Note version. That's the Cliff's Note version. Show live.
How many decades ago was this?
Girl, this was in the 80s.
Wow, alone. I'll put it to you like this. I was definitely still in primary school when all this shit went on.
This was the 80s.
I want to know, I have a question. What did Julie think about Jack dating Jennifer Rose? I need to understand how Julie took that news.
They didn't really have no pushback, as I recall it. They had a
lying. Oh, I done brought the damn cough drop out my mouth with that one. Hold on.
Back then they had respectable triangles. You know, the people would be in triangles for good reasons, and both sides of the triangles had fans. So it was good triangles. It wasn't this bullshit like we got with Steffi and Hope and
yeah, these were fleshed out triangles.
Mm-hmm. It was,
but literally though, I had I literally my mouth opened so wide that my cough drop fell out onto the counter. So you mean to tell me that Julie did not have any pushback to the rapist dating Jennifer Rose? Not Julie. She judgment everybody. She comes in screaming and yelling at people, and then after that, she get to know him. You mean to tell me she didn't give Jack hell?
Well, girl, no.
Oh,
she got a new kid.
It was a different time, I reckon. What was Julie doing? She must have been.
Hold on.
What was Julie doing then?
Hold on a second. Because I'm trying to remember. And I went to their wiki page because I got up to everything. Because something
Let
else.
me check YouTube out here and see if anybody in YouTube land know what the hell Julie was doing in the 80s.
Well, the whole Jack, Steve, Kayla thing was such a damn mess because weren't they married?
Okay, Julie was barely up. That's Amaya down there in YouTube comment. She said
right.
Julie was barely on during that period.
Right. Julie barely, and Melissa was the one who had the feelings for Jack.
But listen, April said Julie at that time could not judge anybody. Now that's what I believe. Now, April, go ahead and tell us about it because I can't believe. That's why the cough drop fell out my mouth because Julie, the way she is now, she judges everybody. For her not to be all in.
Amaya did confirm. Yes, they were married when all of that bullshit happened.
Julie had to be up to no good her damn self.
She's probably somewhere drunk.
Like half of Salem has been at one.
Julie was dating Victor at that time.
I always get
Julie was dating Victor.
The one. Julie is the one. Yeah, Julie can't never say nothing to nobody about shit.
Well, you know, because I heard that she has the most sordid history, relationship-wise, of everybody on Days.
She do.
Because of William Bell.
Historically speaking, yes.
You're right, because William Bell wrote that shit. Julie married her sister's husband.
Her mother's. Wasn't it her mother's?
Mama, because Hope and Julie is sisters. But Julie raised Hope because Addie, that's Hope's mama. Addie got hit by a car when Hope was a baby. And Julie married Doug. And the rest is history. So,
Addie, and who was Addie?
Addie is Hope's mama. Hope's
bio mom.
And Julie's sister.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but Julie slept with her mama's mama too. Julie slept with her mama's husband.
Well, y'all know Julie was a hoe.
So she did. So that was just on top of sleeping with her mama husband. She slept with her sister husband too. Is what y'all saying?
How do I put this? The way
Yes.
my
Please
mama
put it to
used
me
to
so I can
say it,
understand it. I'm
the way
pulling
my
on you so
mama
I can
used to
understand
put
it.
it was that Julie was kind of sort of like a nascent blueprint for Reva Shane. That's how my mama used to say that back in the day. She used to be like, look at Reba carrying on like she Julie on days.
Stop it. Stop it.
That's the that's the way she used to put it. So a lot most of Julie's shenanigans were before my time though. She got up to a
Yeah. Okay.
lot of
Well, we
hinky
gonna
shit
go.
in the
Yeah.
70s.
But I'm gonna make sure I find it and make it my business to go out there in the Twitterverse and find out. And
It's
maybe I'm
one
gonna
of
find
the
out in YouTube verse with Amaya and April. That was
it's one
Doug.
of the
See, Orange in the new Orange is saying that was Doug. Julie. Oh, wait a minute. So was Doug dating Julie's mom? Doug was married to Julie and Hope's mom.
oh, Addie is Hope and Julie's mom. That's what Amaya's saying.
Yeah, Addie is Julie and Hope's mama. Julie,
Correct.
yes, and so
Correct.
yes,
And since Julie is Addie's daughter, Julie slept with
Her
Addie's man, which
sisters.
was Doug.
right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, that's what I was saying. Okay, all right. So I'm not mistaken about Julie in her ways. So that's why she wasn't judging Jack. Carry on. Let's get back to the current if we must, because that was a whole lot of history and it was definitely, definitely
It's
tasty.
it's one of the reasons people were so disappointed when those rumors about the whole day's catalog going to Peacock turned out not to be true.
Yes,
Girl, the watch parties we could have with that shit.
there wouldn't even be no more reason to watch nobody else if we could go back and watch Days of Our Lives from the 70s when Julie was out there stealing mink coats and shit. You
That's how come
The-
I was mad that they did not give us the vault.
They bait and switched us. They baited and
and
They
switched us.
did. They said they
they was
was
wrong for
opening the
that.
vault, and they didn't open the vault.
Because you is not going to tell me that Corday Productions do not have all the back catalog. They got it. They
They
got
only
it.
gave us
So
2 seasons.
So what the hell they holding on to it for? I would gladly take it. I mean, Days has got to be one of the soaps that's still on the other. I would gladly take a trip in the time machine any day of the week to almost any era, and I know I will be entertained from start to finish.
Gonna have good story. Even their bad seasons were good seasons. Even
General
their good
Hospital.
storylines were good storylines.
I feel very, very sad that I only found Days in 2018 when a certain show was just too much for me to take. But ever since then, I've loved Days. Now I can fall behind, but it's Days move so quickly that you can step in any day and start enjoying a storyline.
That's how
This
I
is
feel
true.
about Holly Oaks because I ain't watched it in a minute, but they had me intrigued today. I was completely intrigued and almost Miss Bold and the Beautiful because I was sitting there watching somebody doing it better.
I almost went on ahead and ordered Hulu today. I'm holding strong right now until I can find a deal, but they got to give me another reason. If they could put a priority on posting the General Hospital episodes like Days,
No,
made a priority to post the Days episodes.
they,
Mm-mm.
not as long as ABC. They can't do it. They're never going to post it before ABC posts it on
Well,
their.
that's true. That's true. I can
Yeah,
see
and
that makes
AB
perfect
and the
sense.
House of Mouse owns the majority of Hulu, and they already have a deal on the books to buy Comcast out of their portion of it in the next 2 years. So then Hulu will be a wholly Disney-owned streaming service, and nobody knows what the hell they're gonna do with it since they already have Disney Plus.
And
So
We
that's
yeah,
already know.
well, Hulu will be like the TV arm of it, and Disney Plus will be the Disney Plus. But you can still get some of the Disney movies on Hulu, so maybe they'll figure. I don't know. It'll be a mess. We'll still be paying for both of them. No.
Yep.
exactly,
You
which
know it.
pisses me off.
Yep.
They ain't gonna let loose no damn money.
Right. And that's how come I'm holding on to my little $8 for Hulu. Now, if Hulu was $5 a month like it used to be, I probably would have went on ahead and did it because that's
Well,
too
that's
petty
the
to
thing.
argue.
If you wait a month, you can get it for $12.99.
I thought, yeah, and I keep that on my mind. I keep that
So
on my
yeah.
mind. I just use one of those Apple How to emails and get me a damn Hulu
Mm-mm-mm.
for
But
twelve
yes,
dollars.
days was definitely crack-a-lacking today. Very, very juicy. And tomorrow look like it's gearing up to be the same thing, hopefully.
Oh yes, indeed. We are about to get to the point where everybody is trying to gun it for EJ. EJ is coming to a fall. Everybody is going to be, because listen, EJ already has double crossed Stefan with Lee Shin, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Lee and Stefan, I'm sorry, EJ and Lee have a deal that once they kick Gabby out, in whatever happens with Stefan, think that EJ is going to appoint him, but he's actually going to appoint Lee. So that's Stefan is going to be gunning for EJ. Gabby already gunning for EJ since he done fired her. Um, his son is gunning for him for running Ava out of town. Trip gunning for
Mm-hmm.
him for running Ava out of town. Who else has he crossed lately, y'all?
I mean, I think that's it for now.
That for
But
now,
EJ
but
has
just back then, it was somebody else. It was Lucas. It was what's her name? What was the girl with the blonde hair? Nicole. I mean, it's always somebody. It's Sammy. It's
EJ,
always somebody he doing some
yes,
evil to.
Well,
EJ stay in trouble. He
Yep.
stay with enemies.
Yep. I'm looking to it climax into a point where who did something to EJ ass. It's about time for him to get another horrific accident. Hasn't he been how many bad things have happened to EJ where he shouldn't have survived, but he did survive?
At
Did he
least
get
two.
burnt whole? What
burnt
happened with
holes.
what happened with the
Mm,
fire?
Oh,
Wasn't he burnt up at one point? Disfigured somehow?
I don't remember that.
He was. We had because I remember
He
that
just came
because I
back from
remember
it.
I remember somebody cracking a joke about Sammy taking care of the English patient
Oh,
Exactly. He
before
was bandaged up
before
from head to toe. Because when I
yeah
first
before they
started watching it,
recast the role.
she had to leave out of the country to take care of him. And him was nothing but a mummy in the bed.
Yes.
And I remember Susan was talking about her Elvis. So EJ is my new favorite villain. He has done pissed everybody off, and I can't wait. He is so arrogant that I love it. I love EJ, y'all. I'm gonna love to hate EJ. Y'all gonna see wild tweets from me. Y'all gonna hear me cussing EJ out in one tweet and then saying how much I love him in the next one.
Mm,
It's gonna
mm,
make me be
mm.
bipolar.
Don't be bipolar. Oh, I did want to do a little short bit on Y&R since there really wasn't much that was interesting. The only thing that was good was that Nate and Devon finally got into it and talked shit to each other like they should have been did 2 years ago when all this bullshit started with Elena.
So was it worth the 2 year wait?
Nobody got hit, unfortunately, because
So no.
I really wouldn't have minded them throwing punches at each other, but that's actually how they got here. So yeah, there was lots of recriminations. Devon basically told Nate, "You basically was trying to rob me of my fault of Neil's legacy of what I helped Neil build up is what you was trying to do me." And
Mm-hmm.
Nate finally stopped being a bitch because I did share like one of the clips from yesterday. Nate finally stopped being a bitch and pretending like he wasn't still upset about his damn hand and just came out and freaking said it. Thank you. It took you long enough.
yeah.
You you've been pissy about that damn hand all this time and pretending like everything was everything when you knew damn well it wasn't.
Yeah, and then had the nerve to say, you took all that from me. And like Devon said, dude, you fucked my girl. So I don't know what you thought that outcome was gonna be like. We was gonna shake hands and have a duel at noon or fisticuffs at dawn or some shit. They don't work like that. You saw
Bubbles,
the way I was walking across that room, you knew what the fuck was coming. You should have been dukes up and you wasn't. So sorry, not sorry.
So
Bubbles,
I got a question.
that's what I wanted to know. What did Nate expect?
My question is, did
Mm.
either one of them use any ebonics at all during the argument?
No.
Oh no,
Okay,
this was a
so
well
These
this was an upper crust fight.
So yeah, so I need them to take off their ties. Then why don't they go to the athletic club and put on some boxing gloves or
I need
something?
you to stop playing with people.
I'm serious though.
I
I
need you to
mean,
stop playing with people.
Y&R is just
I
so
know you
boring.
don't. I know you don't. Okay, here's the thing. This is the thing about what we have of the scene of color in Y&R. This is not the Y&R of Neil, Drew, Malcolm, and Nate Senior. This is Devon being a damn billionaire, and Nate being a doctor who can't a surgeon who can't actually do surgeries no more. They they not doing that. They
But
not they
listen,
not going they not
Drusilla,
going hash it out at the ball.
Drusilla was a ballerina. Drusilla could go in there and cook up a beef stroganoff that'll make a man marry her. I mean, Drusilla did modeled all on the runways of Paris, and she would still drag and she would do it the way I would do it. I'm gonna need some of that on Y&R.
Girl, that's not coming with these people because keep in mind they
Oh
don't have
God,
none of
why?
they don't
You're
have
also
first of all
upset
they
with
don't
me
have
that
none of their senior influences left on Y&R. All these people who were youngsters who are now full blown grown adults in their 30s and stuff, all of those senior influences that probably would have had a tinge of that in there, all of those are gone.
Victoria Rowell was taken from us.
Yes, she
We have
was.
been robbed of Victoria Rowell from our soap opera scene. She was blackballed. And literally, we need her. I mean, come on, people.
Man,
Why?
I don't think she's coming back. And I
She
don't think
never would.
I
I
don't
don't
know if
blame her.
she
She's doing
would. I
well
don't.
regardless,
That's the
but
other thing. Even if the offer came, I don't think she would take it at this point, and
of
I
course
can't say
not.
as I
It's
blame
just
her.
it's the fact that we were robbed to begin with. I was kind of young when Drusilla quote unquote died. I still was expecting her to come back. I was expecting that to be a soap opera death and for her to come back. I wasn't on social media at the time. I don't
Mm.
even think I had a computer at the time. I don't even know if computers was
Oh no,
real
I wasn't on. I wasn't into
then.
the message boards and stuff that
Listen, I
we
had
had
to
back then when that was going
underbackground.
on.
Right. So yeah, I'm just and she does such beautiful work. She was in a series on I think it was on one of those. It probably was on Prime.
girl,
She
she
did
is
a
one of the
series.
busiest working women, and she was working 2 or 3 jobs at the time when she was on Young and the Restless. Cause she was doing diagnosis murder with what's his face? Dick Van Dyke. Not Dick Van Dyke. Was it Dick Van Dyke?
I don't know
The
diagnosis murder.
diagnosis. She was on diagnosis murder. She was a doctor. She was a doctor. And they were
Yes, yes, that was Dick Van Dyke. Yes, it was on
Yes,
CBS.
down diagnosis. Yeah, y'all, I had completely forgot about that. Y'all are right. And then when it went
Good
into
evening, King
I was
Candy.
She was the only brown face on there.
listen, while
That
y'all was out there watching Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, I was watching Diagnosis Murder.
mm, oh,
yeah, I was stuck watching both of them. Well, I wasn't watching too much of the Dr. Quinn. She was in the foreground, like in the background noise. But I was watching her on Diagnosis Murder.
And
one thing that one thing that was funny was that Lily with her silly ass, she just can't believe Nate did this, and then she go tell Billy, I didn't think that my family was like the Abbotts or the Newmans.
Who said that?
Really, when she was talking, they had because Jill, of course, they had to, you know, key Jill in on all of this mess because the IPO cannot happen in the time frame they originally wanted. It left up to Devon. It's not happening, period. Because he's like, no, this is bullshit. This is dangerous. I don't even think we should be doing this. But
Right,
yeah,
because
before
this is the merger for that Victoria and Nate plotted up together to screw Devon out of Winters, right?
Well, no. This is to screw. This was going to screw everyone because when the company went public, Victoria was going to buy up the stock, and then Nate was going to turn around and sell his portion to her, giving Newman a majority control over Chancellor Winters.
Right. That's what I
But
was
now
reading.
that right, but now that Nate has confessed to it, all without blowing Victoria's cover, Devon didn't really want to do the merger to begin with, but now that this did happen, he is like full throttle. Nah,
And you can
we
you
need
blame
to
Devon?
we need to cut this. We don't need to be worrying about no IPO, no CEO, and no APO. We don't need to be doing none of this right now.
And so is anybody in a disagreement with Devon?
Well, that's Lily is. Lily is in
Lily, so
disagreement
that
with
she the
it.
only one that don't own anything.
No, no, Jill. She's in this. Jill still does want to do the IPO because actually Jill got into Lily's ass a little bit about not knowing what the hell her cousin was up to.
But
Which,
listen,
frankly,
but
well, because
Jill
frankly,
owns
I would have
something.
got on her too.
Jill owns something.
Hmm.
Devon owns something. They have something to lose. Victoria and Nate have nothing to lose. Devon better pull out, OUT out, and let Jill worry about Chancellor. And he better mind Neil Winter's legacy.
I don't honestly at this point. I think it's past that. I don't think Devon can just throw up his hands and say we don't want to be merged anymore. Like, yeah, they could probably spin back off into individual businesses again, where Chancellor is Chancellor, and the Winters Foundation is the Winters
Okay,
Foundation.
so
But
wait a minute. So this is not that deal. This deal is to what?
no,
Go public? Just to go public?
yes, the whole thing was
Okay, this
about
is
the
just to go
IP.
public.
Yeah, this was not. This wasn't about the merger. The merger went smoothly, and
Okay,
they
but you know
actually
what? Devon
didn't.
still don't have to go public. But you know what? You're right. Who owns majority? Is it 50-50 between Devon and Jill?
I don't know because I at first I thought yes, but it can't be if they had Nate with some because I think all of them own some stock. Jill has some, Lily has some, Devon has some, and Billy has some.
Right? Well, that would make sense because Billy and Jill came in with stock. Everybody
Right.
that had stock
No,
between the
no.
Hmm.
How Lily gets some? And
I
Chancellor?
not Billy.
I'm pretty
Be-
oh yes, I'm pretty sure that part of her CEO package because keep in mind Jill is the owner but Lily is the CEO. I think her CEO deal included her getting shares in the company.
I don't know. I don't necessarily know if that's the case. See, being CEO is something totally different than owning stock. I mean, those two things can't just be assumed interchangeably.
Well, you
Not
know
in
what?
my opinion. If
Um,
the dialogue is that Lily is now the CEO, I'm not going to assume that she has any damn stock. And if she doesn't, which just like Bubbles' question, why would she? Right? She never owned either one of those companies. She never
Well,
owned stock in
no,
either one.
she never owned it, but it is not unusual to get stock options as a part of your compensation package when you sit in a spot that high. That's not unusual. That's
It's
actually
not,
pretty.
but
I
I'm
mean,
just not going to assume that she got any. But I think that that might be beside the
well,
point
the
where I'm getting too deep because it seems
probably.
like,
Well, what I can
yeah,
tell you
because
is
it
this
seemed like
much:
they did a lot of merging.
in the dialogue, the way that the dialogue was set up was that 45% of Chancellor winners would be available for purchase at IPO, with 55% staying in family hands. When they said family hands, they were referring to Devon, Lily, Jill, Billy, and Nate. So
Okay,
they never broke. It's not like Bold and the Beautiful where we know to the penny who owns how much of whatever. But they basically, Nate doing what he was going to do was going to screw them over, which tells me
right,
that he owned enough stock to, if he had sold it to Victoria, if this had all gone, she would have ended up with the majority ownership. Not
right,
by much,
exactly.
but
So
just
if we do
enough.
the math a little bit, right, because only you said only 45% was going to be available for public purchase, 45%.
Exactly.
So that means 55% was going to remain in family hands.
Exactly. And
So you know, yeah,
I just
yeah.
don't imagine that they would have gave Nate as a COO or under
It
Devon
only
more
takes
stock than
six.
Lily would have got.
It would only take six. It would
Yeah.
only take six. So if Victoria bought all the stock, it would only take six damn stock for her to be the majority owner.
Right. But she would have had to
So it
get
don't.
all of those
Yeah,
from Nate. She wouldn't have gotten them from anyone else.
exactly. So
So
we know Nate
so
got at least 6%. So we're
he
gonna go
had
ahead and
before
move
he
on.
right,
Exactly. And
before he
assume
got
that Lily
fired.
got some too. Because if the doctor
Exactly.
got some, Lily got some.
Exactly.
So moving on. We cleared
So
that up
yeah.
nicely, didn't we?
Yeah. Exactly. Just so Jill, yeah, so Jill got on her ass, not unreasonably, in my opinion, for not knowing what the hell her cousin was up to. Cause yeah,
She
that's your
brought him in,
cousin.
right?
Yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah.
it was her and Divine's idea for him to
Yep.
come and work. So
So Jill got his ass right here.
Billy
So
was supposed to she was telling Billy he could leave and not, stick around for her to have to, deal with this conversation. But so but basically Lily owned up to it and said, I'm the CEO, I'm the boss, so this is my fault. But no permanent damage was really done by it, and with the IPO, when we're ready, I guess you could say, could still go forward. But she did tell Jill about this mess about them being concerned that Tucker was the other party that Nate was dealing with, even though they don't have proof of it.
well, but see, everybody raising all these concerns, but it looked like everybody's in the field still about to go forward with the plan instead of being smart.
Well, see, and that's the thing. The thing is, Divine didn't want the IPO to begin with. So this happening really and truly just, it basically confirmed his feelings about how, I don't think this IPO shit is really, such a hot idea. But that's not how Lily feels about it, and it's definitely not how Jill feels about it. So yeah, their asses are up to, and is going to be up to the wall. Now tomorrow, I'm interested because Victoria is going to sit down with Tucker and they're going to have an interesting conversation. From that, I draw two things. I swear for Lord, if this girl about to swing from Ashland Locke to
Yes, she
Tucker
is.
McCall, I'm
Yes, she
about to be
is.
like, okay, Victoria, okay,
That's who
you do
Victoria
have the
Newman
worst,
is.
taste in the world, girl.
This is who Victoria Newman is. This is who Victoria Newman is. Victoria Newman is going to be sleeping with him next. Victoria is the welcome wagon of Genoa City.
Mm, mm, mm.
That's what they gonna do when they wouldn't even put her with Neil 30 some years ago. It's gonna be kind of shocking. Oh, she old enough to be his mama. That is
Yeah,
funny to me.
What?
It is so funny to me that Victoria is old enough to be Nate's mama.
For real
mm.
in real life or
She
pretend?
there were the characters because Victoria had been married at least 2 or 3 times before Olivia had Nate. Am I
Well,
right?
I don't think she had been married
Yeah,
to
to
three
Ryan
times, but
O'Neill.
she
Yeah,
had
I
been
want to
married to
say
Ryan. Yeah,
to
she had been
Ryan,
married to
and
Ryan.
had she married Cole by that point? I want to say.
I,
Uh-huh.
I think probably it was
Yeah.
it was around the same time. I can
Yeah.
recall it.
Victoria had 3 husbands before Nate even took his first breath of air. And the idea that they're about the same age now just tickles me because they keep it so ambiguous on this show that it really messes everything up.
That damn time warp.
Yeah,
Yep.
like it really hurts my brain sometimes to sit down and think about characters. Um, Cause I remember when Victoria was born, and now she about my age, and I'm like, oh, y'all be doing some fucking magic on these shows. But I don't know that I want to see her with Nate because I wanted to see her with Neil back when she was pregnant and he was trying to give her a baby daddy, and them fans lost their minds. But I guess this is late karma or late revenge or something because now she's gonna be with Neil's nephew, and it's just about the same as that the long first time.
You know good and well
That'll
they're
be
not gonna do it. They didn't even let the Rosaleses stay on the soap opera. You know good and well Nick Victoria ain't gonna sleep with Nate.
either way. She gonna end up with a snake as her next man. If it ain't Nate, then my money on Tucker. Cause I saw a little clip of tomorrow, and from what I saw, it looked like they vibing.
What she gonna do? Fight with Ashley? Cause Ashley gonna end up catching feelings again.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. The Diane Jenkins Haters Club done told Ashley to let Tucker think he has a shot with her to try to pry information out of him about what Diane was up to in those years while she was away.
Yeah, that was Phyllis's bright idea.
Exactly, which I'm like, okay, and y'all really think that Tucker don't realize that there's something more to that. That Ashley really is trying to be with him. Ah, please. Now
The
Ashley
fact
did see. Hmm?
the fact that it was Phyllis's idea should be a motivation enough for Nikki and the other one, Ashley, to know that it was a bad idea.
Well, nah, they going with it. They're going with it because yes, Tucker is, but that's the thing. Tucker says he wants to be with Ashley, but I honestly have to wonder. I don't know if it's just because he still does have feelings for Ashley, because yeah, he did love Ashley, but I don't know if he still has an agenda under his wing outside of what he wants from Chancellor Winter. Because Tucker ain't back here just to, pick up a business. Because one thing that was mentioned very prominently in the conversation between him and Victoria that takes place tomorrow is Tucker. Well, Tucker's not poor, he's a billionaire, but Tucker has been selling a lot of assets from his company. So he is stockpiling cash for something. And I don't, if for some reason I get the feeling it's not just to try to take advantage of the Chancellor Winter IPO. So he's sitting on a lot of money and he for something. What? I don't know. I
Wouldn't it
almost
be
wish
if he bought Newman from up under them because of that shit Victoria pulled with Ashley Locke?
I would be so happy. I would be ecstatic just because I want them faces to get cracked. The Newman's been on some shady business shit for the last 2 years straight, and nobody ain't caught their asses up yet.
And
So if Tucker McCall,
Ashland Locke did not take them down or even get close like was promised. I
Right.
do believe you're absolutely right, because Tucker McCall is not going to come in. This is just his entrance cover story, so to speak. He is here for a bigger fish. I suspect Newman, just like we all know, Victoria planning on spending plenty of assets to get the whole 45%. So what if Tucker is going to strike Newman when it is weak for cash?
and it is, and understand they are weak for cash because Victoria does what she always does. After that whole mess with Ashland was over, the first thing Victoria did was go on a shopping spree because Audra told Tucker when Tucker said he was pretty certain that the interested party Nate was dealing with was Victoria. Audra said quite clearly, how could it be, but how could that be Newman? They've made a lot of high priced acquisitions recently, so they wouldn't have the cash for to take
Exactly.
advantage of something like the IPO. And there is nothing worse than not having enough cash on hand if you happen to fall into a war. So Victoria's spending spree is probably leaving Newman in a less than ideal position. Ooh,
They're
let
going
Tucker
to be
McCall
left
get that
vulnerable.
business.
They're going to be left vulnerable because this is how Bill Spencer swooped in and got shares of Forrester Creations because they were vulnerable financially. So that is probably what is going to happen. So Tucker McCall, this new actor that they brought in, is going to do the job that they planned on doing with the Ashland Locke character that they just did not get done. And I think it was because of the contract negotiations. I'm sure the storyline kept going off track because they
Mm-hmm.
they couldn't really nail down the first guy. Then the first guy said he would, and then all of a sudden he was out. Then they got the second guy, and all of a sudden he was out. So I
Well,
think
Richard Virgie was out because he
The
broke
COVID thing.
protocol.
right, right. But even before that though, he was iffy on how long he was going to be staying.
That's true. We didn't know nothing. We was just
Right. It
they
was
just
never
told
a
us
settled.
man was coming in that was supposed to be worse than Victor and this high stakes player that was ruthless and no holds barred. And then we just got a big old fart in the face.
Because it was never a
Mm.
settled thing. It really was. It was never really settled. But
Oh,
I digress.
oh wait. Also, before we leave the subject of why and I just wanted to tell y'all this because I have a feeling y'all will get y'all will go sour face like I did because I did they did have a piece of dialogue tomorrow that actually pretty much proves that Brad Bell and Josh Griffin must have lunch together often. Tucker tells Victoria that he's looking at going into semi-retirement and just retiring here in Genoa City. And Victoria laughs, not taking it seriously. Why she asked the man if he gonna take up pickleball?
Oh, great.
Now, let me tell you this. Pickleball is the fastest growing sport in the United States right now. You know how I know that?
Mm.
Because everybody, well, first off, because everybody's talking about it, but secondly, because Wayne Brady said it on Let's Make a Deal the other day, because I think one of the people came dressed up as a pickleball bat or some kind of shit. I can't remember. They were pickleball players or something like that. And he said, did you know that pickleball is the fastest growing sport in the U.S. right now? And I believe it because it seems like everywhere I turn now, pickleball is in my face. I was at Aldi. They selling a pickleball game at Aldi. The net and the rackets and the little pickleball ball, shuttle balls, shuttlecocks, whatever they use. They were selling them at the Aldi. They're everywhere now. When the Christmas stuff comes out, y'all gonna see pickleball sets being sold for Christmas.
Mm.
I don't know who got into it. Well, my friend was telling me about pickleball years ago. She's in California. And she and her husband have been playing pickleball for at least, let's see, they've been married for 3 years and then they dated for 7 before. They've been playing pickleball for at least 10 years, y'all. So now it's just getting to the point where it's spread out that everybody's talking about it. They're putting it on every TV show. It seems like just about every show I watch, somebody's talking about pickleball. So,
Child.
I'll be very blunt. I'll be like, yes, indeed, pickleball, indeed. So yes, I'm curious about what if Tucker is gonna be gunning. I don't think he just wants Chancellor. I think he wants Newman. I hope he gets it too, because I also find it very interesting that his inside woman at Chancellor happens to be Noah's ex, because she floating around Noah's ass, and she sound like she got plans for his ass. So
Audra works
Allie.
at Chancellor. Audra works at Chancellor.
Yes, Audra is the person that Jill sent in to help facilitate the IPO process. So, but she really works for Tucker. So Tucker is getting all
Wow.
the
Oh
inside.
my
Tucker
God.
is getting all the inside tea at Chancellor Winners directly from Audra,
so
Talk about insider trading.
and she's also Noah's ex from London. So yeah, I
What if
have a
Noah is
feeling.
in on it?
Oh no, Noah's too busy with this club, and his nose is wide open for Allie and he's basically trying to keep Audra as far away from Allie as possible, because Allie is working that whole I'm his ex and I know him so well shit with her, and it's kind of starting to get to Allie a little bit. So no, Noah ain't in on it, but I don't think her being here in Genoa City working for Tucker in a shady fashion that nobody knows about, and having her nose wide open for Noah Newman is strictly by chance. So put a pin in it. I'll
Yeah.
keep y'all appraised. There's
Because she
not there's
got
not
bigger
a
fish too. I mean, the
yes.
biggest fish is always the Newman fish. So Audra's bigger fish is Newman. She wants Noah Newman, and she wants Newman Enterprises.
I think so. Tucker ain't here to play, and Audra seems like she a good foot soldier. Like she takes her orders and she does what she's told. But of course,
Well, that's
we don't
that's what
have we don't
businesswomen
have an
do these days.
explanation on their connection yet either. So that's even more curious.
and I really don't even care about her being Noah's ex. If she won't Noah back, can she please take him? Because as much as I like cute little Allie, them two put me to damn sleep.
I know they just don't have no. They're cute, but they don't have no pop as a couple. They don't really they don't really have no no snap to it.
Yeah, no. And I can't no more. Like, I don't know what y'all doing.
I mean, I was happy when they cast her, but also doubly so when it looked like they were gonna make her Noah's love interest, because I got tired of him floating around Mara and Tessa. That was just even worse.
Yeah, because they made it seem like this girlfriend that he was talking about was actually Tessa. You know, the way that she just kind of left me. Like everything he was saying about this girl kind of sounded like what he went through with Tessa. So it just made it seem like creepy Noah is sitting here having all these flashbacks about his ex, and it just seems creepy.
Yes, it did. So when they put him with Allie, I was wait, that was the one thing that was a little bit that's interesting. Not so much now, but it will be maybe in 5 or 6 years when they start sourcing these children. The new Johnny Abbott is awesome. He is awesome. The
How
the
old
kid
is he?
that yes, the kid that they recast to be they aged Johnny Abbott up a little bit.
A
Um,
little?
yes, he's not quite like a full blown teenager. I would put him as like tween age now,
Mm.
but he's awesome because Chelsea, in her mental delusion, decided that this would be a great time that her, Victoria, and Billy needed to talk and tell Johnny that Chelsea was really his biological mother. They did this. It was a complete disaster because Johnny's like, okay, and what made y'all think I wanted to know any of this? Like, for real, that's what he told Billy and Victoria. Why are you telling me this? I didn't have any questions about who my biological mother was. I'm
Mm.
fine with how everything is. I don't want to know that. I didn't need this information.
He said he DGAF about none of this grown people shit.
For real. And then on top of that, Chelsea turns around and then tells Connor that Johnny is really his half brother. And Connor was like, Ma, why are you telling what you my half brother? What you telling me this for? Like, wait, so what this supposed to be? Well, she's like, well, I want you to know so that y'all can understand. He's like, I don't need to understand what. So you want him to be your son too? Well, what is this mess? And oh, it was too funny when he was and she did this with her and Adam talked about it, but Adam couldn't make it for the talk, so she just went ahead and did it on her own. Totally jacked Connor up. Connor talking to Adam today and saying, so why didn't so mom just gave Johnny to Aunt Victoria? Well, if she didn't want a baby, why didn't she just give me to Aunt Victoria too? These I've been saying it for
Wait,
years
wait,
that
wait,
if they
wait. Wait a minute. Connor said that?
Connor said that he
Wait a minute,
told
wait a
because
minute.
yeah
So, okay. Now Connor is Chelsea and Adam's son. Now,
yes.
Chelsea has a son with Billy, which is Johnny. That's the one
Hmm.
they told that Chelsea is his mom. Now,
Yes.
what about isn't there another one?
Christian.
Christian.
Christian is Adam's son with Sage that Nick is raising, but we haven't seen him in like 2 years.
So
So
did anybody run up to tell him? Oh yeah, by the way, you Chelsea's son's half brother. Did she do that too? Since she's
no,
running around uncovering everybody's biological parents?
no, she didn't. And the thing is, the way that and Adam told Chelsea point blank, we need to take Connor to a therapist to deal with this now because he's got all kind of feelings about it. He feels like his mother wants that like he feels like does my am I not enough of a son for her that she had to go back out here and try to talk about the son that she gave up God knows how long ago.
Stop
So yeah.
it.
Yeah, so Chelsea has made a
Okay, so
complete mess
listen,
of how this
Connor feel
entire thing
away
has
like
happened.
she's trying to replace him. Johnny feel like what does Johnny feel like? Like Victoria don't
Johnny
want him?
Johnny is no. Johnny just doesn't. Johnny was clear with his parents that he doesn't want them forcing him to have some type of relationship with with Chelsea because he doesn't want to. It was so awesome. Johnny was in the park and Chelsea was kind of low key stalking him. Now this was after Billy told her that we told Johnny it did not go over well and he made it really clear he does not want to really have anything to do with you and we told him we're going to respect him on that. And Chelsea felt otherwise so she decided to approach Johnny. And so Johnny was not having it. He was feeling real pissy with her and she told him that she had told Connor about who they really were to each other. And Johnny was like, oh, so how did that go? And the look on Chelsea's face was like, yeah, it went shit. He's like, oh, it went that well, huh? Who would have thunk?
Shit's so stupid.
Johnny was so sarcastic with her, like, nobody
Wow.
don't. Yes, the Johnny recast is good. If they decide that they're ever gonna reinvigorate the teen scene on Y&R, if they want to keep the kids they have now and let them age into the roles, we will have good drama if they ever decide to
Yes.
do it.
Honey, they ain't let a kid age in a role since Cameron.
Mariah. Well, Mariah.
Well, when she was Cameron, I mean when she was Cassie, but we only got Cassie, but she didn't even get a 16th birthday.
But we
Yeah,
never
for the
had
X
any other
out.
actress. We never had any other actress play Cassie or Mariah. It's always been Cameron Grimes. So
That's true.
we grew up. Cameron grew. I would say Cameron grew up as a character in front of our eyes,
True,
but she was
true,
two
true.
characters.
Yeah, she was two different characters. And little Darcy Rose could have grown up in front of our faces too if they didn't decide to fuck with the process and go ahead and Soros Abby as much as they did. Lord
Who?
knows, you remember when we had the
Kid Abby.
yeah, Kid Abby. Kid Abby was my favorite. The little one who sat there and watched that video and told Victor he was her daddy, just like she was telling him the sky was blue. Mama said, "You my daddy." Like she just sitting there combing her dog's hair. Hey, Mister
I
Victor.
remember.
My
I
mama said,
remember
"You
her.
my daddy." He said, "What?" She yeah, but she was on the TV. Mama was
She used to
on TV.
talk to
She
Victor all the time.
yes, I
This
love
is when Victor used to always make time. See, this is what, one thing about Victor I did like is that he always found time. It was Ashley and everybody decided to keep Victor not Abby's or Abby not Victor's. Well, no, Victor didn't know. Only
it.
Ashley knew.
Right. The
Right.
only Ashley and Brad knew. But Brad didn't know that she was Victor's child, but Brad knew
He
that
just knew it wasn't his.
yeah.
And I think Brad suspected that it was Victor's because Victor always would come around. Always. Victor had a special relationship with that little child Abby that you talking about. And she was
Mm-hmm.
very good. She was very good and she was very vocal. I remember her.
Yeah, I love that little
Hmm.
girl. When they decided they were going to age her, I was so mad because I saw the potential in her. Just looking at how she was on screen, like she really had the potential. If they had just left her alone, the same thing with Cameron. They could have sent Cassie to damn boarding school. They didn't have to kill her. They could have sent her to a Swiss medical facility in a coma until she was ready to come back. That's what they could have did with Cassie instead of killing her. And then one day, Sharon gets a phone call, Mrs. Newman. There's been some news from the facility in Sweden. Cassie? Screen face the black, and we gotta wait till Monday to find out what happened. They said Cassie's name, y'all. They could have did anything but kill.
Mm-hmm.
It was a million and one ways to get Cassie Newman off the screen instead of killing her. But Lethal Pen Latham lied to our faces. She sat there and said, "Oh no, we don't kill children on this show." And no, Cassie took him flatlining while Sharon singing that song with her head on her baby's chest. I ain't never recovered, and I
Me neither.
never will.
Most of the fandom never recovered for it because they did that, and when they did people that dirty, it was like y'all don't never need to do no shit like this ever again.
And they
And they
turned around
showed
and did it again with Delia.
ex- exactly trifling. It was like
I
y'all
Ooh,
just want to traumatize y'all fans. That's all
yeah,
this
I
is.
remember. I remember that scene when Chloe. I remember it like yesterday when Chloe came into the hospital, and Billy told her. I never forget. I didn't even hear. We didn't even hear Billy tell her the words because it was behind the glass. Remember that scene where the camera was far back behind the glass, and Billy and Chloe was behind the glass, and he was telling her. And I never forget because I was like, "Why we ain't in there listening, right?" And all I remember was her expression and her reaction, and it was like the actress did such a phenomenal job with her body and her face expressions that I was just like, wow, I'm just dead. I don't even need to hear anymore. I think I had to turn the TV off. I put it on pause.
Which is one of the reasons that to this day I'm tired of them just having Chloe be a circle around other people's story. Give her ass something to do, because heaven knows Elizabeth Hendrickson got the acting chops to pull off plenty of shit. Give her a story.
Oh yeah, she was
But
always a
that's
fun character. I liked Chloe. I ain't never really liked Chelsea.
same. I always felt, I was like, you know what? If we Esther daughter is a messy legacy kid. That's enough. That's good enough for me. But
Hmm.
yes, so those two things I'm keeping my eyes on for Y&R to see if this mess that Chelsea started with the churn becomes even messier. Because yes, both of the children are upset. Neither one of them is happy about this new information. Period. And this all this only happened because Chelsea insisted that it should that they should know the truth. And
Cause
both of
she's a
those
mid.
children,
Cause she's a
yeah,
head case.
yeah, pretty much,
Cause she's a
pretty
head
much.
case. Yeah.
I'm pretty, and that's the thing. When Adam told her that they needed to take Connor to therapy, that she felt like, why? So they could just say that this is my fault.
Yep.
And Adam was more supportive in the sense of he's like, a good therapist doesn't just sit around assigning blame to people for things. Okay, that's not what
Mhm.
good therapy does. But she did agree that that's something they need to do because she did not mean to make a mess of things and have Connor be so upset and the child's semi depressed now. So yeah, they're going to therapy for this shit.
Child, she done been around here. She
To
done been
have
set up
her,
and scarred to chilling.
she needs to have her head clackered.
She need to be. I mean, well, I ain't gonna lie. If she run into Billy, I will tell you one thing. Her doing this shit has made her persona non grata. And I don't even like Victoria's viper ass. But the one thing
Mm.
Victoria is on right now is I'ma check this bitch whenever I see her over this shit. And so she was coming to Chelsea was sitting in the park, and Billy walked up, and they were talking, and he told her that he was supposed to meet Victoria and Katie and Johnny at the park, and that it would be a better idea if she wasn't there. So yes, this has gotten to the point that Chelsea then got her ass run out of Chancellor Public Park because of this bullshit.
Child. Well, somebody need to ask Victoria where Reed at.
I wish somebody would answer that question because yes, where is JT's son?
While she
Sometimes
around here,
with that,
while she around here acting like a mama hen, sitting on Chelsea's egg. Where's hers?
Good question. Shit. And I think
Victoria
that
always got her nose tooted up in the air by something. That's her problem, and it's always been her problem.
it's gonna stay her problem. Like how she wanna fire Sally to give Nate the position. Like I'm like, okay, if you're talking about people who not qualified to run a media company, it's about what and what. At least Sally
And
has some business experience.
she says, look at his track record. He leaving from a company, his family company, that he backstabbing for her.
And that's exactly what Nick told her. Like that's who you want up in here?
And that's
But
what Nate turned into. He made himself somebody's itch. And look at him.
I can't get
Now he has no integrity.
none.
No wonder
no,
See,
he ain't got no girl.
and the spoilers for next week say that Devon cuts ties with Nate permanently. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, Devon is done with Nate.
you know exactly what the hell that means. He is cut off. He done found out this man done sat here and tried to pull this Neil's legacy from up under their feet to sell it
And
out
give
to
it to
these
Newman's.
people.
Yep.
Fuck that dude is what he's thinking.
Oh,
And I don't blame him.
he's
Me
right,
too.
and that's exactly what he told him today. He told him that's what you were trying to sell from under us,
Yep.
Nate. You were trying to sell Neil's legacy out from
Winters.
under us.
Yep. The Winters.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and they, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I get it, dude. But like I said, if you hadn't fucked his girl, and if you had took a punch better instead of trembling over like a little bitch, you fell on that glass and cut your hand. Devon didn't knock you into the table. You should have been like Johnny Demera and took a fucking punch. But
Took
you
the hit and kept it rolling.
right, but your ass kept rolling like EJ. Had to fix your hair when you got up. Look, you know, talking about you you took away my the one thing I was passionate about, and I thought that once I could be the COO, I had something I could be passionate about again. Sir, you ain't even got a business degree. It's not the same thing. It's
It
not
sure
the
isn't.
same skills. It's
No,
not.
it's not.
That's what they trying to get you to see. You was trying to bring this company in the ground, talking about we got 50 new podcasts. Where the hell is they at? All you got is Billy Abbott in a closet with a voice changer he got from Douglas Forrester, talking about some damn big loud
Mm,
like Ashley Hawk.
stop it.
Not Douglas voice changer.
That's
Mm,
the hell what they
not the app.
that's the hell what they got with Nate running around here talking about his ideas for what he won't do with some shit he ain't have no knowledge about.
Child.
Like I said, fuck that dude. You sitting up here trying to wreck a legacy. We out here trying
Yep.
to build wealth for the family and our kids, and you out here trying to sell it to people that already richer than
Got wealth.
Zeus.
Yeah.
They're
Already got their name on a skyscraper.
wiping their
And he
ass
trying to
with
take Neil.
$100 bills. Right. And
Ooh,
you're
I can
out
throttle Nate.
That's why
Oh, it was Devon. Devon was in that ass, and one thing I will say is I hope the one thing he took away from this is he don't need to be listening to Lily's judgment calls about a damn thing.
Listen, Lily couldn't sell me ice water in hell, okay? She ain't
Mm.
the smartest pea on the tree either. She could not sell me, literally could not sell me ice water in hell. Ma'am, I'ma just sit here with the dry ass throat. I'ma chill by the river Styx. We okay over here. She couldn't sell me nothing. I'm sorry. She's the biggest disappointment, and I just can't. She
I
makes
agree. I agree. I
I
remember
agree.
when Lily was young and she was like snotty and snobbish, and because she had been living in Paris, and because Drusilla always wanted her baby girl, that's what she called Lily, her baby girl, to have everything.
mm-hmm.
So I expected more of a fiery, bigger personality Lily, more, even more spoiled than what she is, just like really like an heiress, like a princess, because Drusilla was so extra.
Yes, she should have been an extra, extra Drusilla, the way Davida Sherwood portrayed her, but I won't keep talking about her because some
Right,
people
because
don't
Neil
want
would
to talk about.
it would be perfect for Neil raising his daughter, and she to be just like Victoria, in for just like not Victoria, just like her, Drusilla,
Mhm.
and he would spoil her as well. So of course she would be the spoiled princess. I looked forward to that, but nope.
No, no,
That's
they
not
can't.
what
We
we
can't
got.
have nice things. Well, I don't want to take too much more time because I see we getting on to 8:11. Did anyone see GH? Because I did not.
My TV is still messing up because of the darn I don't know. I guess it was too cold for it to get the signal today, but I saw Esme was on today. I know Esme was giving it to Nicholas today. Showed it. I love me some
What
Esme.
do
The
you
only
mean
thing.
giving it to him?
Oh,
I
they was fighting. I heard that much, and I know Lily Cole is missing. So she and Lily
Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy got shot, but her body ain't laying on the dock. She's
We
just evaporated
we
into
don't
thin
know
air.
that she got shot. We don't know Lucy got shot. We saw Lucy see somebody and we heard gunshots, and all we can
Well,
find out is her shoe was left on the dock. She
you're
could
right. We did.
Right.
she
You
could
are right. We did not actually see Lucy get shot. That is correct, Bubbles. That is correct.
mm-hmm.
Excellent. So, so Lucy probably saw somebody get shot, and then whoever shot the person done saw Lucy and grabbed her ass and drug her ass and put it. Sound like some shit Victor would do.
That's what I said when he came out there conveniently at the right time. I was like, Victor done had her snatched because
Correct.
he knows his business because she was sitting there listening on that phone call and he told that man, I'll handle her. We ain't got to kill her. I'm gonna handle this. But I need to see what she know first. And he sat there and listened to her conversation with them people to find out what she knew. And now he got her. She probably on the other in the down the hall from Esme, girl, for all we know. She probably down the hall from Ed.
Listen,
Very
Bubbles.
possible. They better start knocking on some of them old ass Windermere walls. Tap out some damn
Yes.
Morse code.
You
Child.
know, if only if they would load those shows, I could see myself getting into GH again. I mean, I'm gonna start putting it on my DVR. I'm
Yeah,
gonna have
that's
to do
unless you. That's pretty much the only way to catch it before drinks because unfortunately, the time that GH comes on a work day is usually the time when I absolutely cannot stop what I'm doing to pay attention to my TV at all. Or if I have something on, it has to be muted. So I actually have to be looking at it to read the damn captions. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, very rarely do I catch GH on the live. I usually have to catch it on the rewatch online or something.
Mm-hmm.
And as we said last night, I hate waiting for that. But if I don't get it through the day, like today with the weather, I don't know, the weather kept pushing it up and I couldn't get the signal and it was pixelating. It just takes the fun out of it because I wanted to see everything Esme had to say today. And Carly was back at the house today too. But Carly
Mm.
back at the house. Carly went back to the house today.
I know. I don't know. I do know. Not. I do know that Ava. Yeah, at the start of the show, because the tag for yesterday, the end tag for yesterday was Ava showing up at Windermere.
I'm glad
So
you knew who I was talking about when I said
yes, I did. Yeah, whenever you say Carly, when and it's GH, there's a 50% chance you're out there talking about the actual Carly, or you're talking about Ava's, aka Carly Timmy.
Carly.
Mm-hmm. Project.
I gotta stop. I'm confusing people.
If anybody who watch as the anybody who used to watch as the world, they'll probably catch it and know they'll picture, her, they will picture her face and they'll know
Mm-hmm.
that's who you're talking about. But yeah,
Absolutely.
if they ain't watch as the world, they'll be like, wait, Carly, who
Right. Cassie
ain't
was,
she in Jacksonville?
but Carly was Cassie. So I really be messing up because I be wanting to call her Cassie so fast.
Exactly. See, and that's the thing. That's the upside downside of the genre, that we have so many alums from old shows that are now still working in daytime on other shows. You'd be like, oh wait, ain't that? Oh wait, you can't, because yeah, when they first cast Laura Wright as Carly, I was like, now Cassie, what your ass doing over here?
When you say
Right.
Cassie, now when you say Cassie, was she Cassie on Loving?
No, no, no. She was one of Witchamadinky's daughters
As the world turns.
on As the World Turns.
Laura
Um,
Wright.
yes, she used to be. I wish they shit out for all that they
So
could get.
so
I don't even know if
who
Hunter
got the
Blocks.
Wikipedia? Because Laura Wright, if I'm not mistaken, was in Loving. I used to watch Loving. It
Yeah,
was
she was
30
on
minutes.
Loving too. She was
What
on
was
Loving way back in the day.
okay. I thought so.
I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna double check, but I'm pretty sure she was on Loving before she was on Loving as Allie Rescott. And she was also on The City, which very few people even remember The City. It was on for 2 years.
No,
But
I don't
Me
remember.
shit. All I know is the first time I saw Laura Wright on GH, I was like, what is Reva Shane's sister doing on this story?
right, girl. And
Mm,
then
mm.
they messed up and threw in what's her name? Nina. What is Nina's name? Um oh gosh. The
Oh,
lady what is
Yes.
her name?
Edith.
No,
No,
that's
not Edith.
yeah, you talking about Kevin Mama.
What is Nina's name for real? I'm
I
looking
don't
Dina.
know. I gotta think.
Cynthia
Yeah,
Waitrose.
because she won the Emmy, didn't she?
Yeah, Cynthia Waitrose.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Cynthia
Dina.
Waitrose plays Nina.
Yeah. But who was what well you I thought you were saying Dina, Dina. Go ahead.
No, Nina. Nina. Nina.
No. Oh yeah. And you know what? It's her hair color that always throws me off. I forgot she used to be Annie.
Mm-hmm.
I completely forgot. It wasn't until you said, and I was like, wait. I was like, wait, and I was thinking, I thought about her face for a minute. I was like, wait, didn't she used to be? Oh wait, she used to be Annie on God and Black. I was like, yes and damn yeah. So yeah, everybody. GH has like one of the best records for getting
Really
alumni from
good.
other shows, good
Yes.
alumni from other shows
Yes.
on GH.
Absolutely. And you know who else? Days does Days gets lots of them, and they get a lot of little temporary spots. Days does a good job of giving us big
Mm.
names,
Now
for
see,
for a little bit. I love it.
But
now
see,
we done
does
now we done said God and Light. Now I want Alan Spalding ass to show up,
You
or
better
rather,
stop it.
Rick Hurst anyway.
You better stop it.
I know.
but you guys know that Days does it better than that other show that we were talking about, and we'll talk about shortly. When they hire a big name and they do
Mm-hmm.
that name casting, they actually put those people in a
Mm-hmm.
full whole ass storyline. You
Yep.
don't see them coming on for one episode and one scene, and then they out, and then you're like, hold on, I thought like the first time that they hired Victor Irizarry when Thomas was sick the first time, and he was the doctor after Thomas got pushed off the cliff, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They had that big old write up in Soap Opera Digest, which y'all that thing is $6 on the if you get it at the grocery store for 60 pages. Ain't nobody paying y'all that much money for no damn 60 pages. I'm sorry.
Not for no 4 damn soaps. But you look, this is not 12. We do not have 12 soap operas to keep up with no more.
Not when I got old copies of the Soap Opera Digest from 1990 something, and it's over 100 pages, and it was $2.99 then. Y'all double the price, and I'm not doing it. But so anyway, they had that big old thing where they had all that marketing and advertising. Ooh, Vincent Irizarry is coming back to Bold and the Beautiful. Vincent Irizarry is coming back to daytime. We got him for one scene. Then they sent Robin
Robin Givens.
for the follow up scene. She got the next scene, and then we didn't
Tisha
see
Campbell.
Tisha Campbell
Tisha
came.
Campbell.
We ain't seen nobody else. Y'all got one scene. But
Not to mention, then we had Holden being Steffi's orthopedist when she busted her knee in
Yes.
Aspen.
Stop
you know,
it.
I
So
forgot
did.
about that shit. I
I
forgot.
never forgot
Me
about
too.
that shit. I was so mad because I had all my. I was like, y'all didn't pull Holden in this bit. Oh
So
hell yeah,
did.
what we getting? Not a damn thing.
They be pulling people left and right to have them in scenes. How
Stunt
much
casting.
have they getting these people to agree to get out of the bed for one day? I'm sorry, you got to pay me some big money if I got to get out the bed for one scene.
But still, what it is, it seems like what they do is they pay them for amount of time,
You
and they
better.
send them a script. And if they keep getting scripts and they got their name in it, they still getting the check. And then it comes up to time. Okay, here's my 3-month option. I guess they not gonna pick it up. Oh, y'all gonna pick it up? Oh, okay, fine. I take the check.
Hmm. And the thing is, they stay doing that kind of crazy ass shit. Then, like when Hope had her pill popping addiction, and they cast Nora from One Life to Live as
So
Dr.
did.
Stacey Barton. I was like, man, y'all could have
So
kept her
did.
around. So they've been doing this stunt casting shit for a long time, wasting all these good people, all this good ass talent.
Used to be when they got those actors and actresses, though, they would write for them. I mean, that back when the show was good, but it's been a while. I mean, it's been a while since there's been multiple stories about multiple different characters and families. So it's been a while since they've been able to really do that. I mean, look what they've done just recently with the newest family that they added a whole mother, son, a husband, wife, son, tied it to Sheila, and look how much we've seen Ted King.
Another burr under my damn step. And he coming off fresh off an Emmy win.
Emmy win for the role.
That's
Are we going to get into today's episode now, ladies?
Yes,
Hey,
I think. Yeah, I think.
Hey, Sanchez.
hey,
Sheila came in the
I
house.
just
Hey,
seen
Sanchez.
Simone put in the comments Wayne Brady, he switched the babies and was gone.
Wayne
They didn't
Brady.
even arrest him on screen, but we know what that was. That was Wayne Brady was getting death threats up the wazoo. I think he left. I think it was his choice to leave.
well,
Yeah,
he
I
was
think
supposed
so.
to be short term anyway, but
Yeah, but he was
But they put him in
supposed
the
to have
freaking
that
credit.
jail scene. He was supposed to have the jail scene. I know that was
Yeah,
the end for him.
they put him in the credits, y'all. Y'all forgot.
that's
So
what
my
it sure was.
so
Yes,
my
they
thing
did.
was if they wasn't trying to like fish him out to be a part of the show a little bit longer than them couple of scenes, then nah, honey, they would have never put him in the daggone credits.
Well, I will
If
put it
that's
to
the
you
case,
like
then
this.
I'm side eyeing and putting Krista Allen in that one little
Listen,
Well,
spot.
I didn't want to bring it up again. I didn't want to
Mm.
bring it up again. Bubbles had mentioned it, and I wanted to keep my mouth shut, but I'm gonna close my mouth again.
What's
don't
that?
say her
About
because
Crystal's one picture?
One freaking picture that
Oh
they
yeah,
had to
it's
retake
very telling. It's
over and over
very
again
telling. Yeah, she had like 4 retakes just for one picture. It's
for
very
one freaking
telling.
picture. The
right.
disrespect of it all. Like you mean to tell me you couldn't you couldn't cut and paste? You couldn't do none of that? I mean, damn. But anyway, I
Not
And
to
thought
mention,
the
I
picture
mean, if they
they have of her is just a regular plain background. Everybody else has most of them that have multiple
stylized pictures.
Yes,
action shots. They doing something.
yes,
People driving in cars. They at a shop looking at a window or something.
yes. They
Everybody,
got her a glorified glamour shot on that damn screen.
and that's why I am suspicious over how long we are even gonna have Taylor this time.
I have to
I didn't
agree.
want to say nothing, and I'm gonna close my mouth.
You better go and say it, Sam, because if you don't, I will.
Get it out the way. Come on, get it out. Purge yourself, honey.
Right, go and get it out because we can see the writing on the wall. Unless they getting some more pictures, how you gonna tell me you had to redo shots 4, 3, 4, 5, 50 million, 11 times, and you only got one good picture?
First of all, they done added more pictures of KKL on top of that in between time, and she been on there since December. It's gonna be December tomorrow. You mean to tell me y'all couldn't put some time in to put this woman on here, a legacy character?
You couldn't Photoshop her in no different scenario.
That's what I'm saying. That it's
It's
more
all
like pictures
stuff.
of her on Twitter than it is on the show that she played.
Right.
It's all very sus. Very, very sus.
And I
Especially,
don't like it.
there's nothing to like about it. Because if you do a comparison, Tanner only has 2 shots in the thing, but it didn't take him that long to get those damn 2 shots.
Exactly. And they action shots. They vibe with the show opening. When you see Kate, when you see Krista Allen's picture, you literally will be like, okay, they just literally threw that in there. That's exactly what they did. They just literally cut and copy pasted and
You
put
said
it
it
in the
right.
middle.
You did say it right. It literally was a glamour shot. Because I
Yeah.
remember glamour shot. It reminded me exactly of the glamour shots that they used to have in the mall way back in the day.
Shoot. Hell, JMW put one of herself up when she was a little girl. She looks so adorable. With her blonde hair all puffed out, blown out.
Child with that little
Yeah.
hat on and the gloves, adorable,
Yes, the little blue dress, the little blue, what was it,
adorable.
a blue boy? Yeah, I like that. It was really cute. It reminded me of the 80s so bad. 80s and 90s.
Yeah,
Exactly.
child.
Oh, well, going to glamour shots used to be a highlight.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
It really was. Like, I don't know too many people who didn't go do them glamour shots at least once.
We did not. My mama said, ain't nobody fixing to pay no money for no glamour shots. They were expensive though where we were. Because Selma, Alabama, I was surprised we even had a glamour shots. But it was one in the mall. We didn't know because ain't nobody doing no glamour shots.
Well,
Now
nowadays you
we
don't
had
need them.
Polaroids.
We had Polaroid too.
We did. We had Polaroid cameras. That was the thing. Shoot, if you had a Polaroid, you was in there because you could take a picture anytime you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
That was
I remember the days when you had to go and get your actual pictures out of the camera. There was a real camera that you had to go and take the road to Walgreens, have it developed, wait 15 days. Why did it take so long for them to develop your roll of pictures for them
I
to come
remember
back?
that crap. You know, they
Because
still
they
do
were
that though.
doing so many. They were doing so many. And that
But
was
don't they
a
still do
manual
that?
process back then.
It
They
really
still do that.
was.
I have developed film manually, ma'am. It takes a minute for you. Well, first of all, you got to be in the dark room and pop that little roll of film open. That shit is not easy to pop open in the dark. So first off, you got to pop that open in the dark. Then once you pop that open and the film comes out, you got to take that film and you know how it's got those little holes on the side?
Yep.
You got to feed that into a thing and you had to twist that with your hand until you got it all wrapped around into this little round feeder thing that you would put into a canister and then pour the developing fluid into it. And all had to sit close and you had to do all this shit in the dark. You couldn't even turn on the light yet. You still got to be in the dark. The real red light ain't even came on yet. So once you get the canister and all that stuff set and the timer's gone off, then you can turn on your little red light. Now you got to take that shit out. You take it out and then you got to rinse it. Then you got to cut it into the strips. before you can put it on the developer. So then you cut it. Then it's got to dry. Then you put it in the strips. Then you take the strips and you put the strips in the frame. Then you got to expose it 3 different times. You got to wash it 3 different times. Yes, ma'am. 15 days back in that 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and up into part of the 20s. It's going to take that long for us to do this. We got
Yeah,
to.
because I remember when 1 hour photo came out, it was a thing, honey. Ooh,
Yeah.
I can have my photos back in an hour. I'll pay. I'll pay that surplus for it.
Wolf.
I had a Polaroid.
I almost asked you if you remember Wolf Photos down there on.
Yes, I did. Yes, I do, honey. They did the best pictures. Yes, they did. They did a whole lot better than Walgreens did because Walgreens used to always cut your edges off. They
Mm-hmm.
your hair would always be cut off at the top of your feet and never show your shoes. It was just a mess. So
You
yeah.
can tell they had high school students in there developing that shit.
Okay.
Child.
Coming in right after school, getting they $2.50 an hour.
They was probably doing their work study job if they was in college and was photography majors. I thought about doing that. I love developing film. It was quiet, ain't nobody gonna bother you, and the room is dark. It was beautiful.
So now we done travel down memory lane.
Memory lane. We can get back to the present. So do we want to talk about the good, the bad, or the ugly first? Because the good was She-Con. That was the good thing.
Wasn't it? If I could like get this every day with Sheila and Deacon sucking face, I was just like, oh my God. And then she laid it on him. Like she said, where you going? See, you ain't got to go nowhere. I was like, girl,
I'm giving you the best sex of your life, son. I was like, go ahead, Sheila. Claim your man. Claim your man.
that was so good. They are so hot. Like the point of them just being the characters that they're playing. It's so good to see them in the scenes together. Like I'm riding that train with you ladies, because they hot as hell. They hot right now because since we ain't been seeing no sin lately.
I know, and also the part with Click today was that She-Con are actually one of the only 3 functional couples on this show, if you could believe it. We only have 3 out of the whole canvas. We only have 3 functional couples that work right now, and that is Sin, and believe it or not, Donna and Eric crazy asses. I don't really count Pam and Charlie too much because we don't really see them. And She-Con. Everybody else's relationships look like they a mess.
Well, okay.
Well, I didn't watch. I'm still protesting silently. But how cute was Sheila and Deacon today?
Very. He told him not to put on a shirt because it was gonna spoil her view.
Man,
Stop it.
I was talking to Stefan about this earlier up in the spaces, honey. Look, Kimberly, her and Krista must be spawned in the same spa, drinking the same tea or something. Because these 2 ladies is giving what they were supposed to give. They are, her vibe today, her look today, her energy today was off the charts. I was loving it.
I've always found Sheila Carter to be exquisitely beautiful. Always.
Yeah, but her vibe was matching her beauty. Like,
yes, she was.
Yeah,
so she was a calmer Sheila.
Yes, like I can't.
Stop it.
Yes,
that's the bitch. Sheila gonna bust up and told Deacon, I may only have 9 toes, but I also have 9 lives.
Oh my God.
They were just so cute. They were the highlight of today's show for me. They really were.
Indeed.
Because they really were. And I appreciated it because everything else was
shit show.
Yeah, it was a shit show. Everything outside of them was a shit show.
Yes, it was. And I was ready to wring Hope's neck and pull her through a fine needle, honey.
That last 5 minutes didn't need to happen.
I could have threaded her. I could have threaded that bitch fine today. She blew me today.
Is Taylor in any upcoming spoilers?
No, neither Taylor nor Ridge.
Yeah. So
in
we're
in
supposed to think they're canoodling and reconnecting.
in Aspen. Now, keep in mind, we just spent 4 weeks on the same day. So everybody, the funny thing is,
Right.
everybody went to Aspen yesterday, and now
Exactly.
it's another
The
day.
next
So,
day.
yeah, so they've been in Aspen less than 24 hours on paper.
Correct.
It's just
But
weird because
yeah,
it's like,
it is
Okay.
very weird. Like they choose to actually flip the day and the script right after the kiss that rang around the soap world. So it's very funny. Like I want to see how long they gonna spend on this day, especially after this encounter with Hope trifling in great ass.
oh.
Like this in great today,
And wait, one
declaring
thing
that it's finna be a
before we get
Force versus Logan war.
right before we get to that, I did want to tell Sam that Sheila called Deacon Daddy today.
So did Big Daddy. So did. Yes,
What?
he was.
She
Yes,
called him Daddy today.
yeah,
So did. I was like, hold on.
yes.
And what did he say?
Daddy
He like
like.
Daddy like that.
Daddy like
And she also offered to buy him that motorcycle she know he been looking at.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
yes.
These two are in a relationship.
Fucking
Very much
married.
so.
Didn't he
Yeah,
say
practically.
Did
So
not
Sean,
like they was in a marriage?
What?
yeah, so Sean Kanan's renewal. Sean Kanan's on Bold and the Beautiful for the next 2 years too, according to Daytime Confidential. So
Yeah.
I don't see him going anywhere, and hopefully Sheila doesn't go anywhere.
I already told y'all they gonna be the ones out here who have their own little private little marriage ceremony at the house.
Oh, this is gonna be the marriage proposal.
Why they still dragging
Wait a
Thomas? And you
minute.
see, that's what
Mike's
I
supposed
can't
I thought Mike's
understand.
supposed to show his ass up.
Who?
Who?
Richard
Who?
Michael Guthrie.
Girl, Richard
Oh,
in the damn jail.
Yeah,
That was that was
he done went up the
speculation on
river.
our part. We have not heard word one
yeah,
about
that
poor
was
Mike.
Yeah,
fanfic
they done
on us.
sent him
Yeah.
straight up the river. They done replaced him with Deacon.
And Deacon got the red hair. Ooh, child, Mike. I can't wait for
He
Mike to
got
finish this.
all of Mike's fantasies.
Right, exactly. Mike
Yes,
needs to
and he
come to him.
didn't. And hold on, and he didn't know how much he wanted it until he got it. That's the part that
She
kills
had
me.
to trick him into getting it, but now he
Yes,
all
he was
in.
too much tricking. He done trick. He done turned
Hmm.
into a trick.
Trick or
They
treat.
gotta
I don't
make
know who
sense. They
getting the
gotta
trick and who
make sense.
getting the treat. It sound like both of them now.
Both of them, honey. It ain't try. Look, what T.I. say? What he say? It ain't tricking if you got it.
That- so yes, they so if you did make the decision to watch, I would say Shecon is worthwhile and the rest of it is worth a fast forward because yeah, the rest of the day was bullshit.
Yeah, before we get into Hope, thinking she running shit, ain't running a
Hmm.
goddamn thing.
Hmm.
Can we please talk about Thomas? Because how they sending my baby up the river, like it's begging for somebody to come walk in on him. Like this whole thing where they writing where the forces always have this, you know, guilt to the point where they out themselves is blowful.
I know.
Is blowful.
I need the flashbacks to stop. I need okay. So Thomas has
Exactly.
not progressed to the point of replaying the incident on his phone where he's like, playing the damn voice app, but he keep flashing back to it, and I'm like, look, we know it's you, bro. I don't need you to have a flashback every twice an episode about this shit.
But
Mm.
my part, darling, is that they only flash back to him at the end part of that conversation. So my thing is this: what's the point? What's the point? So the point is, you what y'all trying to set him up for him to get caught and busted by somebody? Like it's
It's
So
like
I
they
have a
trying to say
question
he
about that,
feels some type of way
Quintana.
about it, I guess, but it's bullshit.
Somebody put on, I seen on Twitter the other day that they were saying, so remember when the initial CPS call came through, right? Thomas, Ridge, and Walter listened to it.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And the address was given on
mm-hmm,
that call.
Mm.
Somebody made notice that when Thomas, when he was thinking about it, having his deja vu moments or whatever, thinking about it, and he played her voice back, it didn't say the address. Now, is that supposed to mean something, or did they just forget to add that into the new script?
They just
I'll go with the second one. Quality control
Definitely.
is piss
Oh
poor these
Lord,
days.
yeah, because
Lord.
every other call she gave the address. That's how most people don't know the address, but she gave that Willow Hill
Yeah,
Drive address. The first
Mm-hmm.
call, second call. Now we got
369.
right 360.
Willow Drive. Yeah.
Right. So we heard that, and now they, I guess, maybe had to re-record it for a flashback or something and forgot what was said the first time. And now we just got this. Or maybe they just cut it for brevity. I don't know. But I'm already tired of it. I think it's going to end up where Thomas is going to save that shit in the cloud instead of deleting it. And Douglas is going to happen across it because the fact that he had to ask his 10-year-old son how to use the app,
That's what I'm saying.
I don't buy that.
Like he's
That's what
not a
that's
child.
why I
Like
don't
he
buy
wasn't a
none of it,
child of
but
the late '90s. Like boy,
yeah,
what?
like
What?
he's still waiting on the AOL to dial up. Like it's
Girl,
I'm not buying it. It's like you literally have been born into the era where all this technology has been coming in, but you can't. You can figure out how to turn your phone on, get on Instagram, upload a picture of all these pretty dresses and gowns, but you don't know how to work an app.
hey,
Come on, it's two buttons.
remember though why he didn't get Benny's messages was
Right,
because
that
his
was
phone
that.
wasn't updated right, and
Right,
and Zende had to fix his phone for him because he didn't know how to do it himself. So Thomas
fact.
might be technologically challenged for real.
Yes, now you make a
I
very good
guess
point
so.
there.
I was like, boy, I'm like, Thomas, your ass a damn millennial. You ain't doing no better than this.
Thomas
He stayed in a drawing room. He wasn't outside of the drawing room. He worked with color pencils and scratch paper.
he
He
was
done
he was raised in distribution, licking stamps and envelopes. That's why he off
you know what? And smelling the glue.
and smelling the good because he spent all them years in distribution helping his Uncle Thorne ship because his daddy was
Doing
mad.
my baby wrong.
Hell,
Just
I'm
Doing
still
my
trying.
poor baby wrong.
Hell,
Yeah,
I'm still trying to figure out why they don't have digital sketch pads.
you know what?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Because some people really like old school ways. And I understand that for like Ridge and especially for Eric. But for Thomas generation, you are absolutely right. I'm gonna need him and Zende to have these digital pads and with the already with the 1,000 different colors of the rainbow attached to it where they can make all these pretty gowns on.
Yeah.
I know, cause I'm looking at this like y'all. I'm looking because of that. I don't appreciate, the old school way of drafting, which is
Yeah.
understandable. But I'm like, bruh, y'all do know that if I know for a fact that cartoonists are cutting their cartoons much more modernly than y'all are, I know y'all could do better than this with these damn clothes. But I digress, I
Right.
suppose. Mm.
Yeah. Please do, because we can stay on this topic for a long ass time.
Yeah, and we got like about 20 minutes left. So I think I want to go before we get to Hope and her bullshit. I need to talk about Dollar Bill. I mean, let me phrase that.
Yes, please get into it,
Counterfeit
darling.
dollar bill.
let me
Counterfeit dollar bill.
before you start though, let me just say that I had fell asleep because I got bored, and that's why I feel like I dreamt what you get ready to talk about. So go ahead and talk about it so I can know that I wasn't dreaming what the fuck I thought I was dreaming today. Because
No, you
Okay,
weren't dreaming. It
oh
was
no,
a
you weren't
complete
dreaming.
nightmare. It
Yes,
was a
he
complete nightmare.
first Bill showed up and busted up Shecon's flow. They was having a nice, slow, romantic morning, and then hear this bitch come bamming on people's doors like the police. And
see,
he storms into Deacon's apartment to be a gossip girl and tell him that Brooke and Ridge broke up. And Deacon looking at him like, huh? What? You can't like
Mhm.
what the hell you over here telling me about this shit for? And Dollar Bill said, he basically came there to piss on Brooke's leg and tell Deacon in no uncertain terms that the man that Brooke is going to turn to in her hour of need now is going to be him, and that Deacon needs to steer clear.
and that's why it's gonna be Liam.
And
Yeah,
exactly
it,
why it's gonna be Lynn
I
because
need it to be Liam now. I need it.
Bill's show
Ego.
of
Ooh.
showing his feathers out
Mm.
in Deacon's habitat. I'm gonna need you to know Bill pissed me clean off yet again. I was like,
Mm.
you know what? First of all, you calling cops and calling next on Brooke, right? Clean after her and Ridge. First of all, that's tacky. And that is one thing your daddy was never keen on is tackiness. And you mean to tell me you come in being king tacky and then for Brooke of all people? Like
It,
you
what?
you really trying to piss on your daddy grave. You really
Pretty
mad
much.
at him still?
Not just that. Wasn't he just yesterday literally
Man,
Lying his ass off to Katie.
telling
yeah,
Casey that
last
he
week.
still love her and that if Brooke was single, he let's not look to the past. No,
Yes, this
bitch,
was
we ain't
yesterday.
looking to the past. Right
Yes, this was yesterday.
Right.
Yes.
Just yesterday, you told Katie that if Brooke
Mm-hmm.
was single, you still
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be interested. And now you over here at her baby daddy's house,
Yeah.
messing up his dick session with
Mm-hmm.
his new boo, talking about some shit with his old boo that he
Yep.
ain't thought about since he had that 9-toe turn down.
You know what I'm saying? Bill is he's worthless. He is
He
worthless,
is.
darling. He a
He
piece of shit.
absolutely. It wasn't just awful. It was terrible. And the part that got to me the most of all things is that first, aside from the fact that he was a complete pig today, okay? He basically just talked and his thing, I don't like Brooke. I'll never like Brooke. But he talked about her like she was a piece of property.
Yep.
Okay?
He was,
Like
she
he
was,
was,
she is.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She was just a piece of meat or a piece of
Mm-hmm.
property that he was claiming as his own and was letting Deacon know in no uncertain terms that his worthless ass wasn't worthy of her and that he can't compete with him. I check all the boxes. Brooke is my turf. I'm gonna fly her on my private plane to my private yacht so that she can feel better about that worthless ass man she was with. Girl, I was about done. And then when he walked out the door, I had to watch that scene over again when they posted it because I was like, I had to be delusional. I had to be distracted. I didn't
No,
see what I thought I said.
yes, you
This
did.
fool walked out the door talking shit to Deacon after
Mm-hmm.
Deacon told him, "Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Get out, blah." He threw money at Deacon, and in my
Yeah,
head, I was like, "Well, you know what? I mean, if you throwing money away," he's like, "Just so you know who you're dealing with, I'm Dollar Bill." And Deacon, look at that shit. This was some fun money off of Etsy with Bill fucking face on it.
yes. He still
This
had
was
money
Trash.
fake
from the fancy
money.
shop.
Oh, that I mean, that's a joke. That's a
Hold
joke to his character.
He,
on. I
I,
got my hand up. I got a question. I got a
go
question.
ahead, go ahead, honey.
So the money that Bill threw had his face on it.
Yes.
Yes, it was funny money.
Hold
Like
on.
that money you get for somebody's birthday when you order
Uh-uh.
fake
The
money with their
money
picture
from the
on it.
fashion
But
show in
hold on.
2017.
But hold on. But stop talking. But hold on. I got a
Go
point.
ahead.
The money got Bill face on it. I think Can just said it. Remember when Brooke made that money with Bill's
Yes,
face on it? They was walling on the bed. Is that the money he just threw
that
at
is
the
Yes.
correct.
he threw,
Correct.
he threw the
Correct. For
money
the
I gave
fashion show. Mm-hmm. Correct. He still has
He
he
stopped
still
at
got that damn
home
I
money drink.
told
to
you,
pick
Bubbles,
that
that
raggedy
in that
ass
Bill is
money
a
up
joke.
from his house and throw it at Deacon.
He still got the damn money
He
drink.
looking more like a jackass than a stallion right now.
I
Straight
mean,
up.
even Deacon said
Straight
he
up.
gotta be off his medicine
Worthless.
throwing fake ass
He
money at me.
He
he
just
done went
as
from being
worthless
a
as
stallion
Leon.
Sanchez to being a mini
A
horse.
donkey, a
He's a
He a
mule.
great
counterfeit
big
dollar
old
bill.
donkey.
Yeah,
His name
counterfeit. There
his
you
name
go.
is
There you go,
counterfeit
Doc.
dollar bill.
There you
Now
go.
I'm sorry. I was just like, no, this bitch. I
Hashtag
was
the
like,
counterfeit
yo,
dollar bill.
for for our listeners out there, if you too would like your face on fake money, you can get some on Etsy for $10. That's what that fake money is worth. You can send your picture to a shop on Etsy, and they can print you 25 crisp $100 bills with your damn face on it. That's what the incomparable Dollar Bill Spencer threw at Deacon Sharp today. $10 worth of funny money off Etsy.
Correct. Correct. And it, but see, I appreciated how Deacon stood his ground and he told him, man, you ain't been paying attention. I ain't gotta do a god doggone thing. Brooke gonna follow her heart. And she
Yes,
gonna
Deacon
do
was
whatever
right.
she wanna do.
Right.
Like,
So
and that's oh, go
And
ahead,
let's
Ken.
not forget the heart is in deep embedded in between the legs. That's where Brooke's heart is.
Every time. And
Correct.
the thing that was killing me was this. I'm like, Bill, you don't just sound stupid, you sound completely out of touch. Brooke Logan, as she is now, is a long way from the chick from the valley, okay? Private jets, trips to exotic locales, that's been the norm in her life for a really long time now. So
correct.
these amenities that come with being Bill Spencer's woman don't really mean a motherfucking thing. You ain't the only person in LA with a jet, bitch.
Okay. And see, that's the thing. And that's what I was saying too in the spaces. See, she's not impressed. She got money now. And she done had these limousine rides. She done got all of these oohs and ahs out. Now it's just pure, oh, I need to follow my heart. He's in my heart. That's what she all about. That's how she going ruin shit. It ain't got nothing to do
Mhm.
with her being no money, no gold digger no more.
Exactly. Bill talking like he about to take somebody out their trailer. Well, this woman's trailer is already in Beverly Hills, so I don't know what the fuck you talking about, bruh. I was like, oh Lord, he just sounds so stupid. I was like, I'm embarrassed to say I used to like you. Oh no, cover my face.
Yeah, he made me ashamed. I was very ashamed of that. I was ashamed.
And that wasn't even the worst part of today. That entire staff meeting that Steffi and Thomas called
Bullshit.
at Forrester, I was like, y'all
Bull.
my people, but why are y'all doing this? Stop making me look bad in the streets.
That's what I said. That's what I said. Y'all mean to tell me y'all got all the department heads to come together to talk about people's relationship and their
Yes.
personal lives? Who does that on company time in real life?
Exactly. This is why we can't get no fashion shows. We
Exactly.
got the co-CEO and also a member of the fashion team calling meetings about people's relationship statuses.
But
That people have that their parents are back together. I love Steffi. Lord knows I love Steffi and Thomas probably more than almost any other characters on there, with the exception of probably about one. But that was ridiculous. I was
yeah, they could have put that in a memo and kept it moving, kept it pushing to the fashion
mm,
show coming next month. I'm gonna need them to do better. And
yes.
talking about doing better, I'm gonna need Steffi to get a god doggone receptionist that will keep Hope ass out of her god doggone office.
Oh yes, and the peas that is just stones. Miss Hope taking her ass, slamming her ass into Steffi's office to talk shit like 2018 wasn't just around the corner to talk. First of all, I agree with what a lot of people online said. One, I am sick of not just Hope or Steffi or Brooke or Taylor, all these people not give. It's one of the reasons why I was okay with Taylor being done with Ridge is that
Mhm.
these men make these choices. They have
Correct.
agency. These women are
Mhm.
not hypnotizing any of these worthless ass men on these shows into doing anything. But the
Correct.
way Hope talked today, oh no, this was all, she sounded just like her mother. This is all
She
Steffi and Taylor's doing.
she did. She sat up there and she made up her own freaking fan fiction talking about, I was at the party. I seen Taylor every chance she got. She was pushing up on my mama's man. Girl, you wasn't looking too hard in them cataract
Girl,
eyes. Yes,
it
she
was,
did.
yes, she was. And then it was like, first of all, no, you mean you didn't see Ridge pushing, you didn't see Ridge being all buddy with her, offering her rides home to Malibu when her daughter right there going to Malibu. You
Offering
didn't
the
see
butter
none of
and
that?
taste her cakes. Okay, he was about ready to undress her clean right there in the foyer. But you didn't see that. Hmm.
I mean,
Mm.
and the part that kicked me out is this. Look, if she's like, you and your mother plotted to steal my mother's husband. I'm like, hold on, bitch. Hold on. Look, either
Rewind.
either a man who says he is done with his marriage is fair game or he isn't. Because I'm not gonna sit here and listen to somebody who stalked a separated man in a motel room for months and then
Hmm.
got him to move into her mama house
Hmm.
and rolled on a floor with him and got knocked up all before the annulment papers were even signed. Talk about how Taylor down bad for being with Ridge while he's still married to Brooke, even though he didn't told Brooke it's over. Either it's right
Girl, you better
or
hush your
it's
mouth
wrong.
and keep on talking. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm like, uh-uh.
If
Uh-uh.
this hypocrite do not shut her mouth, if you, first of all, if you can sit up here and say out of your own face, like seriously, I don't understand. Do people like do they forget? Like when they actually talk, you can tell. Like when she said, "You and your mother have been scheming and doing this, that, and honey, I can remember as far as back as 2011, have been scheming so to get back at Steffi for Liam's choice, Liam popped the question with Steffi, but y'all blamed Steffi. You know what I'm saying?
It was
It was
never Liam's fault. It was never Liam. It was his
Liam.
choice, but it was never his
Hmm.
fault.
That's what I'm saying. Steffi never popped her own question. She never proposed to marriage to herself.
Right. She just walked into a situation and a waffle put a ring on her finger. And
Okay, that didn't fit.
I
So
mean, I'm sorry. Brooke, I mean, Hope sitting up here talking about about how Taylor didn't have any integrity pissed me off. I'm like, honey, how you talking about integrity? What integrity did you don't have any either? Because as soon as any woman who I was like, this coming from Team Logan pisses me off. You got one woman who her man had a secret bedroom built adjacent to his office so he could pork her behind her sister's back. You have Donna over in the bungalow porking Eric behind Quinn's back, and
stuffing
then
her
you
with
have
honey.
this. Yes, and then you have this one, the one who was stalking a man in his stinking ass motel room, the one wrapping her legs around a man in a dressing room, and but all of that was okay because they were in love. But
Yeah.
Taylor, now that Ridge has said his marriage is over to Brooke and said his goodbyes, he's not an available product.
But see, darling, before that, let's not forget this is the same person who danced, who continued to dance on a dead child's grave and said it was destiny. See, you know what? It's fate why this happened. And that gives us all the freedom in the world to be together. Are you shitting me?
I
Are you
never
kidding me?
forget.
Mm. And then, of course, the last part with her saying, I'm not going to let you and your mother get away with it. I'll do my damnedest to stop you. Steffi looked positively amused.
She did. She looked absolutely tickled. Like, girl, if you don't hurt with all your fantasies. Like, when have you ever been able to stop anything, anybody, or any occurrence? None. None. She
Mm-mm.
ain't been able to do a damn thing but sit on there and cry. So let's look forward to seeing Hope cry again.
What I want more than anything, as Bubble said, I need Briam to happen. Now, Briam serves so many agendas I have now. Not just the fall of the House of Logan and Hope getting her face cracked in a bazillion places like she deserves. Now, it's the added bonus of seeing counterfeit dollar bill Spencer's ego shattered into a trillion pieces. I need it like Pookie needed crack.
And I also needed to serve the purpose that Steffi will be right. Because Steffi asked Hope, when will you stop acting like your mama ain't shit don't stink and stop taking up for her? What is it gonna take? See, I'm gonna need Steffi to be right. Because Steffi told her this not even 2 months ago. I'm gonna need her face to crack in 1,000 pieces and let it be because she reflects on what Steffi told her in that same office that she came and desecrated. Yeah, honey. I'm
And
gonna need
Not
all that
to
to happen.
and that was just the day before yesterday when you consider that this day we just left lasted 4 damn weeks. It
exactly.
was yesterday. And I have some update to make on this vodka front with this bottle that's at Brooke's house.
Yes.
Y'all, I'm pretty much gonna say Brooke put that shit up on her way home from the airport because I went all the way back and I'm on September the 30th now, which is the day that never ended. I'm on the 30th now, and ain't no alcohol in that house. It's water sitting on that table. This a water glass or nothing at all because she had that dinner planned for Ridge. So the liquor table got moved and they put the dinner table in that room. But that bottle of vodka appeared when Brooke returned from Aspen. It was open when Liam came in the house the first time. I think she had already been drinking. I know
Yeah,
I said that she probably
Probably had.
oh, but no, honey, that bottle of vodka it didn't appear until that scene.
yeah. She probably brought it in from the damn limo ride from the private airplane strip.
That's
Ain't no telling. And see,
One
ain't no telling. Brooke probably been drinking this whole daggone time and don't
might
remember.
be. Now, two things I wanted to mention since we're about out of time. One, I am looking forward to how Deacon is going to answer Sheila's question tomorrow because she heard all that shit about Brooke being free, and
Correct.
it's obvious she got questions for Deacon about whether or not this shifts up his priorities. And two, I was curious about one thing about Hope's aggravating ass before this happened. When she was in the living room talking with her mom and Liam for the nth time, she said, I'm tired of talking about Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Because she had asked the question if the issue with her and Ridge had anything to do with the custody issue between her and Thomas over Douglas. And Brooke
Yeah.
was like, no, it shouldn't have. But I'm still concerned about all of that, blah, 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 blah. And she was like, well, no, but but and she and Hope did what she had been doing all this time, defending Thomas. And she's like, well, I'm tired of talking about Thomas. So that was Hope playing her irritation with her mother and Liam on this topic of Thomas being this, that, and the third. So I found that
Correct.
interesting.
Correct. And also to hide out the fact that her and Thomas just slobbed each other down the night before.
Thank you, because I'm standing until
I,
they tell me that that was for real a dream. They give me concrete. That shit happened because Hope was acting too off when Liam.
She sure was.
I need Thomas to come his ass back in that office tomorrow. I need to see them in a scene together now.
That's
I
what
really do.
Oh, and that's why I think it's gonna happen because y'all got to remember that Henry is finna be the guest on Bold this Friday. So even though that they are a day behind, we should see some interaction with these three soon.
Yep. That kiss was,
Soon.
as far as I'm concerned, until they give me something concrete, that kiss was real because Hope is acting off. She was acting weird when Liam mentioned that she came in late. Um,
Hmm.
something is gonna happen.
Something is afoot.
Mhm.
The
And I
game is
smell it.
God knows what else.
So,
Yes.
and next time, y'all, we're gonna talk about Hollyoaks because it was hidden. We got to schedule like a watch time so we can like watch Hollyoaks and talk about it at the same time.
I'm down for it. I'm down because I need to
Absolutely.
get into another soap because I really haven't. I only commit myself just to Bo. I hate not knowing the backstory of all the characters that's on the scene. So I'll give it a try.
Give it a try. You'll like it. Once they start getting to the black people, because Martine has cancer. And I think I sent y'all that message about the scene that she had and how moving it was. Because her daughter
Hmm.
brought her this wig and she was like, "Ooh, girl, I'm not gonna wear no wig because my hair is still not there." And she was talking about missing her hair. And even though I may have a wig on and people compliment me, it's fake. It's not my hair. My hair is not there. Girl, I was like, no, Martine. They better not kill her because they already killed, well, her son killed her sister, Toby.
Hmm.
Toby got
Ooh.
Toby a little bit touched, but Toby killed his aunt, and I think they thought his brother did it because Toby was bitter and thought his mama just gave him up. But his granddaddy was a preacher, and he didn't want his daughter to be having no children out of wedlock. Now he need a kidney, and Toby trying to give him a kidney, but the psychiatrist said he too far gone for that because he trying to give his granddaddy a kidney because he feel guilty about killing his auntie. Honey, they got layers. Even it feels like all the characters have multiple storylines going on at the same time. Um,
It does. It really does.
so I'm hoping that we can get it caught up and catch on to it so that we can talk about it. Cause girl, them old people today had me giggling. We'll have to talk about that the next time though. It's 9:03. We got to go because we got space issues.
Yes, we do.
We have to keep abreast of the time. So thanks everybody who came out tonight to participate and talk with us. If you're not following on YouTube or one of the podcasts, go ahead and do that now so that you can keep up with us and subscribe so you can get notifications when we go live. And watch Holly Oaks if you got the Hulu. because we're gonna start talking about it and we don't want to leave nobody out. So get ready for the transition.
Yes, I
All
agree.
right.
Good night, everyone on YouTube and then out here in these yards.
Thanks for coming out. Y'all have a good night.
Good night, guys.